Hey, today I'm going to answer a bunch of questions from you guys all about bookkeeping and starting your own bookkeeping business. If you don't know me, my name is Morgan from FinePoints.biz, and I love helping you guys get organized and start your bookkeeping business. I have a whole channel dedicated to that, so check out other videos. I'm going to link some in the description box, as well as you can check out different playlists on my channel that will hopefully guide you to what you're looking for. And you know I always have to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like more videos like this, and if you give this video a thumbs up, it really does help me out a lot. With that, I'm going to jump right into the first question. These aren't in any particular order, but I really try to get ones that I haven't answered in the past. Okay, so this one was in my video about how to record business startup costs. So if you're starting a business and you don't yet have a bank account, like how do you put those things in QuickBooks? So Elizabeth is asking, why is the owner's salary not an expense? So there's a few pieces going into this, and you may need to sort it out based on your specific situation. So it depends on your business structure and how you take out money for yourself from the business. So my business, for example, I am an LLC. So any money I take out for myself is an owner's draw. And in some situations, it's also called a distribution. So that is just money taken straight out of the business, and it doesn't have any taxes or anything taken out. So then in that case, I'm responsible for, saving for my own taxes and that kind of thing. So in that case, it is not an expense to the business, because as an individual, I'm taxed on how much money I make. So if my business makes $10,000 annually, I have to pay taxes on all of that, even if I only put $5,000 of that into my personal bank account and keep $5,000 in my business savings account. The IRS only cares about the amount that I made. So that's why it's not considered a business expense. However, if you have a different kind of business structure and you are taking out a salary, which means it would go through like a payroll system maybe, you would get a W-2 at the end of the year, then that is an expense to the business. So if you're confused about that, work with an accountant or whoever is helping you file your taxes, and they can probably answer a specific question about your situation. Because I think in this video, I did talk about oftentimes you're going to need to find your client's owner's draw on the balance sheet, not on the profit and loss statement. Okay, and then Aileen asked, how do I receive payments from my clients? They get a bill. Do they get a bill every month? Okay, so you can do this pretty much any way you want. There's no like set way. My favorite way is if I'm in my client's payroll system and they pay me as a contractor every month, and it's just automatic, and they know, whenever they're paying their employees, they also pay me as the contractor a set amount upfront. So that would be my best case scenario. I've done a lot of other ways as well. You can email them an invoice through QuickBooks if you'd like, then they can either pay online by putting in their credit card or debit card information, and then it'll pay you through QuickBooks. It does take out a fee in that case. You can use other payment processing systems outside of QuickBooks. You can have someone mail you a check, and then there is no fees. You can also do a bank transfer in ACH. I found that a little bit hard to set up, but I know a lot of bookkeepers recommend that. So that is my 2 cents. No pun intended. All right, and then Carmen asked how to enter credit card transactions. And this was in my month in the life of a bookkeeper. So obviously I'm not going to do a whole tutorial right now about credit card transactions, but it is somewhat similar to how you can hook up your bank account to QuickBooks and have it feed in. So you want to set up, instead of a bank account, it's a credit card account. So it is like on the chart of accounts, it's a separate thing, and that will make sure that it is showing, because as a credit card, you're going into debt, right, until you pay it off. So that will set it up correctly in the books. And then again, you can hook it up to your credit card company. So maybe you have an Alaska credit card through Bank of America. You can hook it up to their online system. Then all of those transactions are going to feed into the bank account. Then you can categorize them as you would any other transactions. And credit cards are a slightly different mindset because you're paying them off. Hopefully, you'd pay them off completely each month. So you'd kind of like go back to the base level of 0, but that doesn't always happen. So you can look up other tutorials. I'll see if I can find a good one and link it in the description box, but hopefully that'll get you started. All right, next Katie asks, if I have a QuickBooks Pro Advisor certificate, there's a video that looks like this, all about that. If you don't know what that free certification is it considered experience? She's looking for a job, but she doesn't have experience, so does that qualify? So I think being a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor is definitely a great step in the right direction, and I'd say it kind of applies as experience, but I would put it more under like the schooling or the certification. So it's similar to getting other training or like a college degree. Yes, definitely put it on your resume. It shows that you're working hard and learning in your field, but it's not actually hands-on job experience. I do have some other videos. I just made one, I'm not sure if it's even out yet, about should you work for free? It looks like this. And then I also have one called Hacks to Gain Experience that has all my ideas about how to get experience when you're just starting out. But definitely put that Pro Advisor certification on your resume. Like any other time you're applying for a job, you're going to want to build up the experiences that you have, and you don't have multiple years, working as a bookkeeper, so you want to highlight everything that you have done. And I think that is perfectly great. All right, and then Sanjaya asks, are both the online certification and the advanced certification free? Yes, as of the point of making this video, they're both free. This person says they're working with a client and they ask them to open up their bank feeds, but the client says, hey, I don't have a bank feeds tab. So I don't have the exact answer for this, but I did include this question because this actually happens a lot. Sometimes what your client is seeing is slightly different than what you're able to see on your screen, especially if you probably have QuickBooks Online Accountant. So sometimes there's different accountant things that you can see. I think that was actually a good chunk of either the recertification I did in QuickBooks or the original Pro Advisor exam. Just so you know, they're different. What I would do in this case, I think that most clients should have bank feeds. That seems weird to me that they wouldn't. I would recommend you could always hop on like a Zoom call and do a screen share and then help your clients kind of navigate to the place that they want to go. The next question is from Crystal. She had some questions about Bookkeeper Launch. So she wants to know, one, does it help with marketing? She mentioned wanting help with LinkedIn and your QuickBooks profile on the Pro Advisor website. And then also, does it help you with QuickBooks training? It definitely helps you with marketing. There's a giant section all about marketing, and a big part of that is LinkedIn. That's actually one of their main platforms that they tutor you in. And actually, some people have said they want some things that are apart from LinkedIn as well, but definitely they cover LinkedIn. I'm gonna have to check if they go through the QuickBooks Pro Advisor directory piece. I'm not sure if they have a big tutorial about that. And then does it help you with QuickBooks training? So yes, Bookkeeper Launch, one, they advise you to become a QuickBooks Pro Advisor, just like I advise. And they also have all of their own material about QuickBooks Online, and they provide you with their own certification. So when you're done with the course, you have a certification from Bookkeeper Launch. And as part of that, they give you a login for like a free, like it's maybe like a kind of a trial for I think a certain amount of time, maybe a year, to QuickBooks Online, so that you can do all your practicing in there. And they include like tests even, so you're tested at certain points based on your knowledge about QuickBooks Online. So definitely a ton about marketing and a ton about QuickBooks Online training. And in my video all about my Asana workflow, Kristen asks if I use a CRM to automate and to communicate with clients. All right, yes, so Customer Relationship Management is the acronym for CRM. So it's basically like some kind of portal or outside app or something that you use to communicate with your clients, preferably instead of going through email. Often a CRM will be more secure, or they'll have built-in resources that might be helpful for you as a bookkeeper. So I currently don't have a CRM that I use or recommend. Probably in the next year or two, I'm going to do some more research on that and let you guys know what I like. You can always Google different options, and I'm sure the top ones will come up, or ask in bookkeeper groups if you're looking for recommendations on that. Like I've mentioned, Asana is just the free program that I have found the most useful so far, but it is definitely not as robust as it could be. Like I'm not sending like receipts or confidential documents or anything through there. So yeah, definitely something I'm gonna look into in the future, but currently I don't have much expertise in that area. All right, and then MD has another question about Bookkeeper Launch. They're asking if they don't want to start their own company, is that a good program to take? I thought this was an interesting question because I do recommend, starting your own business and working for a variety of clients. I see the pros to that as you have a lot of flexibility. You're able to charge the amount that you're worth. And you also have job security. If you're fired from your 9-to-5 job, then you have zero income. But if you have 10 clients and one fires you or doesn't work out for some reason, then you still have the other 9 to fall back on. And also, oftentimes bookkeeper jobs aren't full-time. So if you're working as an employee for a company, you may need to supplement it with something else. Or maybe that company would hire you as like a assistant or of some kind, and then you do bookkeeping as part of it. Again, typically you're not making as much money per hour that way. But to answer your question, I would say probably 30% of Bookkeeper Launch would not apply to you if you don't have your own business. So you're still going to get all of the very, very good training on how to be a bookkeeper. So you're going to figure out, accounting principles, start from the very beginning. If you don't know anything, you get access to QuickBooks Online, and you get training, and you get that certification. So all of those things are going to help you get a job as a bookkeeper. But they also have what they call the Setup 7, which is setting up your business, and then some of the templates and things which I love as a business owner. Those will not apply to you if you're working for someone else's company. So if you have more specific questions about that, definitely email me, morganfinepoints@gmail.com. I'll put my email on the screen also, because that is a really good specific question when they haven't had before, so I can give you even more specific insight if you're interested. All right, and the last question, this video is getting long, the last one I'm going to do today is from Sam. He asks, how do you get your hands on paper invoices if the client isn't tech savvy? This is kind of a sticky one because I don't love this situation. He asks, can they mail it to you? Yes, that is definitely an option, a little bit of a clunkier option. Obviously, if you're nearby, you can go and pick up paper from a client. If you can find someone in their office that is tech savvy enough to scan stuff into you, I think that would be my preference. And I'm also picky about what clients I take, and sometimes that does depend on the technology that they're willing to use. If they want to use more paper and give me receipts and have me manually input stuff and maybe not use QuickBooks Online, that isn't going to be the right client. That isn't going to be a good fit for me. But Sam, it might be possible to teach your client the very basics. Maybe if they have a phone, they can just take a picture of them and upload it to an app really quick. If that is too much for them, I think mailing is a fine option as well if you're willing to do that. Make sure if you have any other questions, leave me a comment down below and I'll look through those when I do my next Q&A and hopefully answer your question. If you've stayed all the way to the end, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you can also check the description box. I have a lot of free and some paid resources for you. I have a couple charts, I have a checklist on how to start a bookkeeping business, I have a course that will help you start your bookkeeping business in 30 days. Right now that costs $150. It's just meant to walk you through step by step how to start your business. All right, thank you again, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.